We are live. Anyone at home, we are going to start in 1 minute. If someone could tell me that the audio is working, I would appreciate it. If you hear. Hello, Mike Sinclair. Mike, if you can hear this, can you put into the chat that you can hear the audio? I just always have to test it on Facebook. Great. Thank you, Mike. Give another 30 seconds for people to come in. Jen, can I borrow yours for the music?
Yes, but I'm going to share it.
Cool. Come on, let's get started. Everyone at home, thank you for joining us. If there's anyone joining us for the first time who has never taken a jiu-jitsu class with us, jiu-jitsu is a challenging thing in your very beginning where there's a lot of movements that are going to be new to you, certainly techniques that are going to be new to you. Follow as best you can, and then if you have any questions, feel free to contact us and ask away. You two face each other right where you are, and warming on up with our seated back break falls, falling back, slapping the mat. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Tipping over towards me. 1, 2, 3. Other direction. 1, 2, 3. Curl into a ball and roll the ball. Go up to your shoulders for a moment. Balance. Come on back down. So we worked on a little adjustment or an addition to this in our drills class yesterday. As you come on up, cross both ankles. Come back down. As you come up the second time, reverse which ankle's on top. Nope, not a figure 4. Just cross your ankles, come back down. Yeah, just adding something that we're technically doing. It shouldn't feel like a triangle. It's still just the roll. We're just locking our ankles at the end just to give you something to focus on a little smaller than the roll. And now go into the triangles instead. Right side on one, left side on the other. We're going to go back to the ankles in a second, so just stay with us. Locking our knee over our ankle joint. And back to the ankles, just the ankles cross, one and then the other. Again, don't have to go anywhere nearly that high, Jen, just keeping your knees in close and locking the ankles. Yeah, exactly. Staying in that ball shape. And back to the triangles one last time. Watch your head, Maya, just so it doesn't go off of the mat. Yep. And down. Good. All the way flat on your back for a moment. Flat on your back, flat on your back, flat on your back. Lengthen your spine out a little bit. We're going to go up and hold a static bridge. So push out of your feet, hips up to the ceiling, and just hold for a moment. A bit of an opener, but also a strength conditioner. Try to engage the thighs. Lock the position. Very nice. And down. And bridges left and right. You can keep your hands inside. Lead with your view. So look where you're going on each one. Yeah. The more you look, there's a lot of muscles in your body that you're not going to intentionally engage. But when you look somewhere, your whole body will start going in that direction. And so in many things like judo and wrestling, where you're trying to generate as much power as possible, they always suggest to look where you want the end result to be. And down. We're going to do lazy leg pommeling. So back on the ground, head on the ground, just our legs. This should not bother your neck, your back, your upper core at all. Your lower core absolutely might feel it because your legs are being held off the ground. And now add the upper core. Head and shoulders up, elbows inside, hands available to you. The further you can pull your knees back towards your shoulders, the better your guard will be. Change directions. And down. We're going to add something. Maya, just move to the right so you guys are offline from each other. We're going to add something, another thing that we added in the drills class yesterday, which is we have our S positions, right, where we go from left to right here. Instead, so one of the reasons we have this bent shin, or the bent leg to have our shin, is a shin in this angle is really easy to roll over. If your foot is out here, it's going to get in your own way. If your foot's tucked in too deep and you're rolling over the kneecap, not as great. When we have a straight shin, it becomes like a hinge that we can roll over quite easily. So what we're going to do is we're going to combine the get up from S position with our small rolls. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll back and forth, and then we're going to take the momentum of the roll, drop a shin, and take it right on up into a get up. If you do it without hands, that's ideal. Use the momentum of the roll to come on up to your shin. So go ahead, ladies, curl into a ball. Roll a little bit just to get yourself going. And then, yeah, very nice. And then Maya, try to do it without hands. Very good, Jen. Yeah, exactly. And that's why we want to offset a little, because otherwise you will slam right into each other. And usually you guys don't poke each other in the eye until about 20 minutes into class. We don't want to, yeah. Come all the way forward. Go over your front shin enough that you wouldn't be able to get tipped back super easily. Yeah, it shouldn't be that easy to knock you back. Mm-hmm. Very nice, Jen. Right, exactly. Your back leg, what becomes your back leg acts as a kickstand. And time. Very good. Right from where you are, warm up your hands. 10 finger, palm to palm. Butterfly, wrist, or watch, should I say. Fist. Oh, I don't know. I was thinking that myself. Oh, it's just very low. And shake out your hands. Good. So let's actually come on up to our knees in front of each other. And we're going to do our swims just like we would do from standing and something. So actually, I would recommend both of you posture up higher. So Jen, face me. Now, we're up high on our knees. You can do this from standing, by the way. We're just not going to. Be careful about yanking at the wires and such. Again, something we do in drills class on Mondays. Swim the hand and then pull. So both of us with our right hands, palm down, swim the hand and then pull, right? Other hand will just grip the elbow, right? Other hand, swim the hand, palm down, pull, right? Swim the hand, pull. Swim the hand. So when you go through, your hand's like a spear, palm down, and then we get a grip and we pull. So face each other, up on your knees, and this is a drill that's very common from the feet, but we can also do it from the ground. Just to get the why don't you move a little back this way just so we're in the center of the camera. Good. So both of you right hand dive through, grip the person, and then grip the arm. And now left hands dive through. Once it gets coordinated, it'll work well. But until you get a little coordination, yeah, turn your head to the side, obviously. And then other hand, no, you don't want to grab her arm, grab her back. Maya, grab the back, the lat. No, right hand, grab not her shoulder, her body, like her. Yeah. Like you actually are grabbing this muscle right here on her back, and this grabs the elbow right there. And yeah. So Maya should look like this. Look at me. Maya, back, elbow. Uh-huh, yeah. And let your shoulder come forward on the side that you're, yeah, there we go. And time, go into kimura grips like always. Yep, go. Jennifer's making it weird. And switch to arm drags. One person in butterfly, one person on the knees. Nice. Let your shoulders be involved a little more. Let your core be involved a little more. Less about your arm. Yeah, nice. And then you often need to take a little off of it because you'll like yank someone's shoulder right out of their socket if you get the power you want. Yeah, nice, Jen. Let your left shoulder. Right, exactly. That one. Try to make your, yeah. That one was the best one. Try to make your other side feel the same. Yeah, right. The shoulder's going across. 30 more seconds, and then we are going to move on to your open drilling section. Start planning what escape you want to do. Yep, start on the plan. It's only going to be 2 minutes each, so we can move on. Got a lot of drills to work on today. Reviews for many of you, not all of you. And moving on to escape drill. Anything you want. Begin. Those of you at home, if you're by yourself, you're repping any full drill of an escape that you know. If you want to copy ones you see here. Jen, let's see you do at least 2 bumps to get her going. That is often referred to as the kipping escape, and your legs need to kick a little bit to get that momentum. Try to, no, Maya, trap that on from the outside in, yeah. Yep. And remember, Maya, think bridge up to bring her head toward the mat and then over. If you just try to force over, it becomes really challenging on someone bigger. I struggled with that escape that Maya's working on, no, in Portuguese they often will call it the like upa, but the bump and roll escape. And the main reason, nope, trap it from the top. So the goal is she can't plant that hand. So Maya, you got to go over the top of the arm from the inside out. Nope, you just bring your hand back to the inside, wrap it from the outside. Like go punch straight, wrap it like it's you could be trapped in your arm. Better, yeah, right. Jen should feel like she's about to face plant, and she'll either put her other hand out or try to fix it, and in the fixing it, she gets rolled over. Nice, Jen, right. And Maya, try to stay up as high as you can for her. Think about what you want her arm under your armpit. No, you've got to go from the inside out. Go inside. Now go around the outside. All the way around her elbow. Yeah. Forget about her back. Thinking about the back is the problem. 30 more seconds. 30 more seconds. Try to reset a little to the center. It doesn't have to be, no, guys, it doesn't have to be the center that way. It just has to be the center left, right. Nope. No. It's better the way you're doing it. Technically, for people to watch, I think, in a copy. But you just don't want to go too far away because you get small. That was good, Jen, yeah. Start planning on what guard pass or advancement you're going to do. Anyone will work, of course. And on the next one, go ahead, Maya, finish this one. And advancing. Everyone at home working on a guard pass or any advancing to a better position? Again, ladies, move towards the camera, please. This end of the mat. Thank you. That's much better. Yep. And try to think about all four limbs gobbling up that leg. When the next bell goes off, you have 30 seconds until the next round, and you should start thinking about what submission you would like to work on. Mm-hmm. 30 more seconds. The submission that you do can be based off of the advancement you just did, or it can be in a vacuum. Much cleaner, Jen, yeah. Only thing I'd like to see you do is get a little lower because of the height. You're so used to on taller people, you just end up at a nice height on their back. Someone your size or even a little smaller, you're going to have to adjust. It's an issue tall people have to deal with all the time, ending up too high, and they run away from the back. Last one, go ahead, you can do one more, where it is, Jen, and then final round of submissions, and then we'll work on our techniques of the day. That's clean, nice. Up high. Because you're so high, now you need to start scooting down or go right into back triangle instead. Maybe switching to the raptor grip as soon as you can might make the difference, I don't know. Okay, submissions, go. Again, can be based on the one you just did, or it can be a different one, yep. The one that you have trapped with your legs, very careful once you get the bite, Maya. Remember, hip into the knee, yeah, very nice, yeah. Just as that gets sharper, it's going to come on super fast and be a devastating injury if it were to be an injury, so. No, she doesn't have to do the same one. You going armbar? You really need to have that right arm still in there, I know, yeah. You still have to have something in the elbow. The laced arm through the elbow, if you don't have that, she's going to pull her arm out while you go in the transition. You need to have control of the elbow. So Maya, as soon as you can, something to control the heel. So as soon as you hit the ground, either get that like false grip on the heel or get a grip here on the heel, because she's going to want to turn it instantly. Yeah. Go ahead, Jen. So from here on forward, Jen, think about controlling that elbow. No matter what the rest of you do. Yeah, no, don't do that. Just, that's fine. No, I understand. Sit on her hips more than her ribs then. But, and Maya, lock your hands from the very beginning just because it is realistic. Nice, Maya. Yeah. So get a grip on the heel before you, keep going, guys. Yeah. The moment you go into the saddle, get a grip on the heel. People who know what they're doing are going to turn their foot out instantly as soon as they can start running. Nice, Jen. Yep, that's cleaner. Very good. Yep, keep your hands locked. Yeah, good. Yep. If you're going laterally, Jen, pop your elbows to get more power. Opposed to straight down. Go ahead, Matt, finish that one. Nice. Okay. So let's work on the techniques for today. So when we are, most of what the Upper West Side kind of approach to jiu-jitsu has to do with inside control. Meaning that when Jen and I are here, whatever we're doing, if I'm on the inside, if my feet are in the inside, that's good. Come on up to your knees. With our upper body, like we were just practicing with the swims, come towards me. If I'm inside, meaning I'm in her arms and she's on the outside, I have a lot more power. I have more strength with leverage from the inside. As my arm gets away from my body, it gets weaker and weaker. The closer everything is on the inside, the stronger it is. So if we're both in a position where I'm inside and Jen's outside, go ahead, put your hands on my shoulders, I'm going to be stronger if we're otherwise equally strong. Like muscularly strong, I'm going to have an advantage. And if I'm the smaller or weaker person, I can make up for that disadvantage by being inside. So we mostly want to be inside. But especially training with people in your own dojo, they also know that. They're also trying to go for inside. So if my entire game is only inside control and I lose that battle, I'm way far behind. I want it to be that I mainly want to get inside. But if Jennifer's better at getting there, and sometimes a smaller partner will be better at like squirming their way inside, I need to have options from there, not just get my inside control back. It needs to also be that I can work from the outside. So here we are, and Jen starts working her knees to the insides of my feet. I have this butterfly guard, but she gets in, right? Now, I have my great half guard option here, but Jen doesn't want that either, so she starts bringing the other knee inside. She's basically forcing closed guard or full guard. That's okay, except for the fact that if she's a good leg locker, she's going to start falling back on a foot. So I need to have my offense going pretty much right away. So come on back up. So she gets to the inside, and the first thing I need to do is say, okay, if this is the game we're playing, if she wants to sit back and attack my leg, I don't want to allow that. So I'm going to grip an arm and a head, and I'm going to fall back. I'm basically pulling full guard. I don't need to lock up right now because that's not the point. If she gets up and starts backing away, then I'm going to recover my inside position anyway. So I'm okay with that. I'm not trying to keep her trapped in my closed guard like a pure closed guard player would do. I'm just saying, okay, fine. If we're going to go here, I don't want this. This is the worst. Don't fall back. This is the worst position. My legs are open and I've got a full guard, but it's not locked. She's distanced away. She can attack my leg. So we grip. We pull. Now, right away, I'm not going to lock my guard. I'm going to start attacking this arm. We're going to do it from the posted up position here. We've been talking a lot in the drills class about this idea of using a kick to create momentum. If you're working with a partner at home, partner here, turn your face to the right so that when I sit up, I'm much less likely to slam into your face. If Jen goes with her head like there or facing me directly, it's really easy, clunk, just slam heads or whatever. So look away just to help the drill. I use the kick all the way up to my palm, not to my elbow, because I'm not going to necessarily attack the arm. From here, Jen's going to push into me. Right. That's going to break me to my elbow. That's fine. That's where I go for the kimura from here. We've got the kimura grip there. We don't even need to go to the finish. We're just doing the setup. Come on back. Fix my electronics. Just get out of the way. Okay. So here we are. Jen got the inside position. I don't want to sit here very long. Grip, grip. Let gravity do the work. Boom. Down we go. I want to now kick myself back up. Notice at this point my head is above her head. That's an advantage. She starts pushing forward. We'll address if she does in a second. Down to my elbow, but I'm okay. Grip the kimura grip. We don't have to finish. Okay, so come on back in mine. I'll talk you guys through it. Hopefully I didn't lose the audio on you guys. Nope, looks good. And let's give it a try. So Jen, you start butterfly position, and then Maya gets her knees inside. Okay, grip a arm and a neck. You're gonna go the other way, just so we're on the same position. Yep, and fall back. Let gravity, right. Right, she could close her guard, depending if that's what the game she wants to play, but we're gonna go right into an attack. So Jen kicks her right leg straight to sit on up, all the way up. Flip your left arm to the other side of her head, Jen. Yep. Okay, if Maya drives forward here, right away into the kimura, very nice. Switch top and bottom. Okay. So she's inside. Switch your hands, Maya, so fall back. She could lock if she wanted, yep, but doesn't need to here. Kick your left leg straight to sit yourself up to your hand. Like use your, so my, kick this leg so you can come all the way up to your right hand behind you. Put your right hand further back, Yep, more. Don't go for the arm yet, right. If she doesn't, we're gonna sweep her. She drives into you, attack the kimura. Boom, very nice, good. 1 for 1. Boom. Very nice. Work your way back towards the red wall a little bit. Excellent. Yeah, it wasn't terrible. So in general, we want to go up to our hand first because it's easy to drop down to our elbow. It's much harder to go from your elbow back up to your hand. Nice, Jen. Very clean. Ooh, very nice, Maya. Yeah, both of you, the fall back on the kimura is great. No, we got 20 minutes. Yes. The only thing you need to clean up, Maya, is the sit-up, being able to like kick your legs to create that momentum. Why are you arm dragging? Okay. Nice, Jen. Somehow you guys are also dragging the mats all the way across the floor. Better. Correct. That's exactly right. But you know that, and so it'll come better. It's a feel thing. Lots of momentum things are feel. Okay. So Jen, stay on the bottom. We'll actually go right into it. Why don't you guys slide over that way a little bit? You'll see why in a second. And now, Jen, you're on the bottom again. So let's go to the sit-up position. So go ahead. Drive in, drag. Okay. And now Jen's going to sit up to the hand again. Up she goes. Okay. Now this point, Maya's actually doing it exactly what I wanted to do, kind of by accident. Maya, instead of driving forward, goes, uh-oh. And this is a nice response to like your kimura is I got to get up and away. So Maya starts to slowly pull her weight back. Jen's just going to ride with it all the way up into the hip bump sweep. Yep, if you can reach it, you can. But the main thing, so the hip bump sweep has this grabbing the arm thing. The whole point is so they can't post their hand. So you don't have to like figure out like an exact way to, I've seen people wrap the arm, but the person could still put their hand out. So that misses the point. And I've seen people like just reach out and grab that wrist, pull it off the mat so the person can't. The goal, the goal is that they cannot put their hand on the mat. Exactly how you do that doesn't really matter. Okay, so Maya, go ahead, take it to the, pull down, get to here, start to sit up, and now Jen starts to pull back, just go with her. Go with her and throw towards the changing rooms. Go. No. The idea is you want to like let your left foot push off the mat, Maya, and kick yourself over. Yep, you've done this sweep before, it's just been a while. And go ahead one for one. You can do it in the directions you're doing it so that each time it is in a different direction so people can see from both sides. Drags. And remember, uke, you're starting to pull away because you don't want to get kimura'd.
Sorry, I'm going to catch you when you're done. You're going to go up fast.
She pulls away. Go now, my... There it is. Yep. And remember, you got to stay on your hand. This sweep does not work from the elbow very well. You'll hit it once in a while, but only if their balance is bad or they fall asleep at the switch. Nice, Jen. Yeah. As far as a closed guard or full guard is concerned, I consider this the highest percentage sweep in jiu-jitsu. Butterfly sweep is the best inside position or open guard, general open guard sweep. In my opinion, half guard, half butterfly, all that. But as far as closed full guard is concerned, I consider this one the best one. One more each. Oh, you're on your elbow, Maya. No elbow, no elbow. Bail on it if you get to the elbow. And time. Okay. We're going to now attack from the mount in this kind of more classical approach to stuff. Jen, give me the bottom. Why don't you put your head towards the camera? Okay. So what is the downside of the mount in no-gi? It's leg locks, right? If Jen can get my hips up, she can attack my legs. We are going to harass Jen's arms. We're going to start attacking them. We're going to start looking for the Americana. If I'm still actively harassing her arms, I don't have to worry about leg locks. She can't attack my legs with just her legs. She needs to get her hands on my hips to start elevating me. If I'm harassed, and she can't really do it with one arm necessarily either unless she's a lot stronger than me. So I am going to, as long as I'm bothering the hands, I'm good. If she gets her elbows inside and she starts getting her hands there, now maybe I consider putting my feet in or jumping to side control. Now I'm in trouble, or there's the risk of her countering me. But while I'm harassing the hands, we can start attacking the neck in certain ways. The neck isn't attacked as well as it is in the gi, but we can attack the neck. But the key is the hands. If I can keep her hands occupied, I don't have to worry about her getting to my legs. So we're looking for our classic Americana here, but it's also going to take us into our gift wrap. So we're here. Her hands are inside. By definition, one arm's going to be on top, one's going to be on the bottom. It's better to attack the one on top. Straighten out the elbows and let gravity do the work, right? If I try from here to push with my triceps, then it's going to depend on how strong she is pushing with her tricep. It's absolutely possible that she can extend her arm up while I push with my arms and that it's an equal battle or I'm actually behind. But if I lock out my elbows and I let the body weight do it, it's much more challenging. Person on the bottom, turn your head away from the attack. No, turn your head away so I can come in here to the Americana. For those that know the Americana, we're going to rep it twice. Once where we finish the Americana and once where, as we get to here, Jen's going to turn and we're going to switch it to a gift wrap. The smoother you can make the hand transition from one wrist to the other wrist, so we're here and she comes over at one wrist to the other wrist and then flip the head, the more likely you are to achieve this. The problem is, as people know, many of us do go for gift wrap from the mount here, is that from here, as Jen starts bringing her other hand over, she starts doing stuff. She starts straightening her arms out. She doesn't want me to grab this wrist. So I need to be very opportunistic. As we go here, switch that grip. Take your time, make it smooth, and speed it up later. Just to the gift wrap, and then we're going to take that into an arm triangle instead of our normal back take that we do from the gift wrap. Come on over. Maya, you go on the bottom. And why don't we do this the whole time with both of your heads towards the camera, because that's a better view. Taking them out. Maya, cross your hands. Whatever one's on top, straighten the elbows. Down we go. Drop the elbow underneath, and then paint them at top. Unwind it. Do it again since you're here. Take it down. Maya turns this time. So do it again. The moment the second hand comes into play, you should be switching the wrist grips. Don't worry about sliding your your legs yet. Jen, I would rather see, go ahead, push the first hand down. The moment the second hand comes in, just let go with your left hand and grab her wrist with your left hand. All right, with thumb grip. Yep, flip the head. Pull. Good. Switch top bottom. So Jen, it should just look like left hand just goes from one wrist to the other wrist. Left hand goes from one wrist to the other wrist. Cross your arms. Maya pushes down. Starts with the full Americana. Very nice. Boom. Do it again. And now left hand goes from one wrist to the other wrist. Nope. Forget about your right hand. Yep. And now flip the head with your elbow. Take your elbow, not through her neck, over the top of her head, Maya. Left elbow goes over the top of her head. Oh my God. Over the top of her head. Not phase through her neck. And you're off. Go. 2 for 2, since it's 2 different techniques. I'll just grind right through. Hey, if I kill her, she probably won't win the submission grappling match. Yes, this is true. If I murder her dead. Ignore that first bell. That's actually the beginning of the round. I missed the transition, but it felt better than it was probably right. I'll look up on the next one. Nice. Left hand switches, and then your elbow goes over the head. Yeah. And now pull the wrist tight. See, the problem is if there's a gap here, they can just duck their head back through and unwind it. And so the moment you go over their head, you need the shape of that triangle to be smaller than their head. And then there's no coming out of it. It's fine if you're like 100% committed to that instead of the Americana. The Americana is a good option. I mean, you can do the Americana grip under the head and then flip the head the other way. That's also fun. I've had some success with that version of the Americana. And make sure Maya really find that wrist so she can't just wiggle her hand out. 45 more seconds, a couple more.
Yeah, because when you turn, I'm running to here.
Last one, Maya.
Good job. Good job.
Okay. So, I'll use the UK this time. Get down for a shoulder rest. So, I'm in the mount, and I get to the gift wrap. So, this is a little general, but I'll be general with it. If you are smaller than your partner, and we get to the gift wrap, back take is probably the best option because the submission we're about to do from the top of the mount is a little bit of a bigger guy technique. Also, in general, if you're smaller, the back is like by far the best position for you. The downside is that we're going right from a control of the gift wrap to a submission. If we want to go to the back first, we have to get that transition to the back, and then we got to establish the back. We got to do a bunch of stuff from there. There's just more steps, and every step along the way is a chance for our partner to defend, us to mess up and leave an opening. And so if I've got a submission right here, although the back is definitely superior and the finishes from the back are superior, in my opinion, than an arm triangle, we're closer to a submission. Let's not forget about this one. So the idea is, if you can see, her head and her arm are already where we want it. Very similar to how we do our attack from the darce of side control. This hand is going to basically feed the other hand. So once I've got the gift wrap, I'm going to bring my head into the play early, and I'm going to get her elbow up early because this is something that we ultimately want to do. I might as well get it when it's at its easiest. And now my right hand is going to find my left hand so that we can go all the way underneath the head. Hopefully my head was in a good enough position that when Maya tries to get her right arm out, it's very challenging. If I leave any gap anywhere, point your arm all the way to the front door, Maya, and it goes between our heads and she's out. I need to make sure that gap's closed by putting my head either on the mat or against her head. Right now we're going to go palm to palm. We might go further later. And I'm now going to jump out to towards side control. Walk out. And again, depending here on your partner, depending on the size and such, I could just squeeze here and get the tap. But if you're with a smaller partner, we want to get more angle. We want to drop our weight and finish from here. So, Jen, why don't you go on top of Maya here, and I'll count it down from the outside. Same orientation, though, Maya. Turn your head toward the camera. Okay. So Jen gets the gift wrap on Maya's left arm. And now, first thing, get the head down to the right height to trap that arm. Now, right arm joins the left under the elbow, under the head. Just like a darce, under the elbow, under the head, or under the arm, under the head. Yup. Now, connect your palms if you can. Yeah, I'm careful about her hair. Okay. Right leg jumps off. Yeah. Maya's going to get flattened out here on her back. Like pull her to her back. Yeah, And now start to apply the finish. And there's a lot of details to the finish. We're not going to get caught up on that. This is about entering to the arm triangle, not necessarily about all the details of finishing it, just like we look at sometimes. So arm triangles from the top is something that many of you don't have really in your arsenal yet. So let's get it. Okay, so Maya's got the gift wrap. Now bring your head to the other side and go head to head. Now right arm, nope, has to go under her elbow here, leg closer, and then under the head, just like a darce. Don't bring your head up, Maya. Don't bring your head up. And now palm to palm on this side, on our side over here. Yep. And now right leg kicks over to side control. Try to keep your hands connected. Now start lowering, like start walking your legs back, Maya. Both legs. Yep, yep, and squeeze. Yeah, it's going to happen. There it is. Ooh, careful. Very similar to a darce in the setup. In fact, a darce is often referred to as like an inverted head and arm choke. So this is an arm triangle. A darce is an arm triangle. It's just upside down. And so it's coming at it from a different angle. But concept is very similar as far as the head and the arm creating that triangle shape, which is so ubiquitous in jiu-jitsu. Head down, head down, head down. Head down is the most important detail. One of the best escapes from here is simply bringing your head up, your arm up between the heads and escaping. Don't give them that room. Nice.
It was good. It was good. It was good.
Sorry, forgot to put on the bell or the time. So you're going to get some extra ones. Yep. So while you guys are working, listen up, just because we're going to run out of time probably for saying this at the end of class. Well, maybe not quite. One of the interesting things that happens when an entire school tends to have a similar approach to jiu-jitsu, and which is understandable, because you all have the same teacher, me, is that it ends up kind of being a race to who can do the things that everyone is doing the best. And the problem with that is that the people that are able to train more often are going to have an advantage, and attributes come back into play. So when everyone has the same technique and the same knowledge, attributes, strength and speed and agility and such start becoming more important again. And we'd like our jiu-jitsu to be as intellectual and technical as possible to avoid the attributes. So what do? Well, it means you need to start figuring out what is the approach to counter basically your own game. And that's great, because at the same time, that's also the stuff that opponents might do, either when you go to a different school to train. So yeah, maybe I want to use the word opponents, training partners. And certainly for those that are interested in competition, you're going to run into people that have counters to your game. So you need to, what we would call opposition research. You need to train the stuff that will be used against the main things you do. So since we tend to focus on inside control, inside position, you should develop some game for when your partner has inside control and your partner has inside position, because otherwise you're just going to be butting heads with your training partners in the dojo all the time as you both try to do the same thing to each other. And also you don't have the depth of what people could do to you if they understand that inside position game. 15 more seconds, one more each maybe. And now, last thing we're going to do is we're going to put all of those techniques together in a series. So Maya, start butterfly guard. Jen, come to your knees. Jen, get to the inside position with your legs. Maya, grab the head, drag. You're going to go into the hip bump sweep, not the kimura. Jen starts to pull away, up and over to me. I know you didn't attack that side. And now, Jen arms in. Maya, attack the kimura. The Americana, right. Turns to her side. Wraps the head, gets through all the way to the arm triangle that you just practiced a bunch. Yep. Now Jen does the whole thing, and we're just going to do one more each after that. Jen's got her open guard. Maya's on her knees. Maya gets the inside position, so Jen decides to counter it. Nope, that's not the side you're on. Boom. Maya starts to pull away, up we go, takes her over, you're doing it from the elbow, do it from the hand, attack her arms, gift wrap, right into the arm triangle, nice, good use of the head. Maya, start to flatten out on your back, It'll also mitigate the choke until it becomes too much. Good. One more each of the whole series, we'll call it. Last one. Very good. One last point. One last point, just a technical aside, is that as you are in the mount and you go for that arm triangle, people might try, as you try to jump to side control, to capture that leg into half guard. They might succeed at that sometimes. Not the end of the world. That half guard, because their arm and head are trapped, they have no potency. Like we've talked before about when you were playing top and bottom of half guard, how if your shoulders are on the mat, if they have any control over your arms, that half guard isn't worth very much. If you have control over your arms, if you're on your side, then half guard can be a really potent position. So the point is they can get that half guard, but it's a really lousy version of the half guard. You can keep the head and arm control and kind of continue passing, start pyramiding your body up so you can knee slice through. Usually it slows you down for a moment, but the control is so powerful over the head and arm. So I'm not saying let them have the half guard, but if they get it, usually technically not very difficult, and their half guard is pretty terrible. It's unlikely that they're going to sweep you or find a counterattack on their own. So thank you very much. Hopefully you enjoyed these details. Again, if we had anyone new following, watching what's going on, often, especially in a remote situation, a jiu-jitsu class is a very difficult thing to try and keep up with if it's new to you. It's a complicated thing even when you're in person, and I can help you directly or put you up with partners that can do things. But for those of you out there that are interested in starting jiu-jitsu when we have the opportunity to have it back in the dojo, the experience in the dojo where you get partnered up with somebody who can really walk you through some of the very basics, inch you towards it. It's a very, very large martial art, large endeavor. And so be patient with it, especially if you're trying to learn it remotely. You're looking at YouTube videos, you're looking at our stuff. It's a lot. And there's no like magic bullet technique. Oh, if I just learn this first, I'm going to have like an easy time at the beginning. It doesn't work like that. It's bigger and more complicated than that. But again, when we have the ability to do it in person, we will be able to really kind of go through things more with a fine-tooth comb, and it'll give you an easier experience with it. Thank you again. See you guys later in the week. If you're taking the karate class, it will start in about 15 minutes. I'll see you there on Zoom. Os. Everyone does the waving. Bye, everybody.